Hey guys, welcome back to Trek Yards. As always, I'm Captain Foley.
And I'm Commander Cockins, and I look the same this day. And Stuart, you look amazing. I don't know what it is.
I always do.
We're not going anywhere else for that, so just keep going. It's a partial.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be talking about not a new species, but a species that we've seen earlier in Star Trek. Has been referred to a few times. Plus, there's something very famous called Saurian brandy that we've heard many, many times. But we're going to be looking at a new addition to the Discovery crew, and as shown in season 2 trailer, a Saurian is going to be making a important appearance, which is cool. Yeah. It's cool that they're using pre-existing species instead of making up new ones. That was one of my biggest beefs with Enterprise. Use the adversaries you have out there instead of creating this Indian stuff. But that's just a personal nitpick.
And for me, I got the same thing for Star Wars, the new ones. They use no pre-existing, like Nib Nub and Akbar in it. And there's one Rhodian in Solo. Apart from that, they're all new races, but it's like you've got like 3 dozen races. Why aren't you seeing Twi'leks everywhere? It's just sort of wish that's a waste of the Star Wars universe to not include the famous races. They just want to sell more toys. If they make more aliens, they can sell more toys. Everyone wins. It's like, no, just... So it's good to see this. Although I will say, he was introduced in the teaser, and I saw him as an alien, and I did not remotely think he was something familiar until they specifically called it out in the San Diego Comic-Con panel. They said, hey, look, the Saurian's here. And I'm like, really? Yeah, I was surprised.
When I first saw him in the teaser, I thought he was a Saurian. I was hoping so. He does have black eyes, but I was hoping that they would CG the eyes so they'd look more like what we saw from the motion picture Saurian. Because there's one in the motion picture. He's one of the crewmen. He's actually a scientist in that in the motion picture. So I thought, okay, the black eyes are fine, I guess. Maybe they'll CGI something in there. But no, they didn't. But that's fine. I mean, it's just another version of Saurian, I guess.
Makes him look a little bit dead-eyed.
A little bit, yes.
But that'd be an easy thing to add, wouldn't it? Just digitalize, so you can have blinks and stuff. It'd be kind of cool.
And they also do appear in Star Trek Online. They look a little more squinty-eyed, of course, in Star Trek Online. But maybe that's just a picture of them blinking. I don't know. Perma blink.
So it's weird because obviously the name is famous for the brandy, and there's lots of races in Trek that are mentioned but never shown. And there's a lot of books in the 80s and 90s and some 70s that sort of showed all these things, like showed a Tholian. Well, showed an old Tholian, that showed they sort of try to enhance the universe, and then in TNG and stuff they sometimes use those pictures to help flesh out them in the show, then they became canon and stuff. So I had no idea that there's actually a Saurian in existence. Obviously we're lucky to have a single picture that's clean, so I'm kind of like, oh, that's really cool. Honestly, when I see them side by side, they do look different. From the front, the new one looks more like a cat creature, and that's what I thought it was from the teaser. It's meant to be a reptile. It's a lot more subtle, but it's got the same distinct colours of the there's a few little elements it's got this, but the eyes being different and the overall feel being a bit different, but because it's such a non-famous race in terms of visuals, I don't mind. So it's kind of like a very faithful reboot, but at the same time looks new. Because I wouldn't have necessarily, if you put them side by side, you can kind of say, oh yeah, it's got 3 pieces of the same, but it is also feels very different,
Mm-hmm. Well, the Saurians were designed by Fred Phillips and Robert Fletcher, and according to their description of the Saurians, they are lizard people, very able, excellent space officers, learn to communicate in Earth tongue, but have complicated vocal language of their own. So it's amazing that the Saurian on Discovery didn't speak English in this scene. He does speak Saurian, and Burnham, of course, understands him. But
that was Universal Translated. That was just, we didn't hear the Universal Translated version. I mean,
yes,
because they should be speaking English. Everyone speaks English in the context of Universal Translation. But it's funny if they didn't, I guess.
And they can breathe a number of gases, valuable in exploration of new areas because of enormous strength due to having 4 hearts. Wow. So that's very cool. Yeah. And if in the motion picture, it's in the rec deck scene. You can see him there in the white uniform. So yeah, it's kind of a cool tie-in. I really like seeing species that we've seen before kind of reimagined. I like to see a cetacean like Emrys from the animated series, or even Lieutenant Eric's with the three arms.
I think it's one of those things that, just like Enterprise, you need to see Klingons as the same, but slightly higher detail. You need to see Andorians as the same, but slightly higher detail, as they did, and Tellarites, they slightly more rebooted, but very similar. You need them, especially the Klingons, need to feel the same. The very minor races, you know what I mean? They have a bit more, like you said, because we were very sort of against the reboots of those two races, and the Klingons especially, because they were so different. Something like this, you're saying it's a good thing. Well, yeah, I think the smaller ones that have so little going for them, really, give them a totally updated look and feel. Even a Gorn, it's like, well, you can't do the man in the costume in the same way. You shouldn't do CG, I don't think. You know, I would do it in between. You know, give them the more pointy feel. That's a whole different discussion. But we're interested to see some sort of smaller races done, like you said, from the animated series. Yeah, do that practically, make it look the same, but also visually updated. Says, the core famous ones keep the same, which they haven't done.
Yeah.
The old one, the less famous ones. Yeah, you can. This is a good tweak around.
This Saurian appearing in Discovery is almost a retcon, as so to speak, because on Memory Alpha it says the Saurians by the mid 2270s, the first Saurians were serving in Starfleet. So that's like early refit era. It's a few years after the original series that they started serving in Starfleet, and this is prior to the original series. Well, not a big deal. I just thought I'd point that out on Memory Alpha.
Well, it's just saying that because that's the only time we saw them. I mean that doesn't. It's not definitive, and they didn't say that in the movie. So it's just a case of we saw them then, so we know they served at least then.
Yeah, the profile is very interesting for sure. I like the ear. It's a lot visually going on. I like this. I like this redesign of the Saurian. I mean, the ones we see in Star Trek Online are, they're kind of odd looking. And they even look different than the one in the motion picture, and that's where you think they would look more similar for Star Trek Online, but I don't know.
Well, they were generic in design.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of it being a reptile, it's like look at the Xindi from Reptilian. I mean, that's super. I mean, it looks a bit more like Saris, but I mean, really interesting, really diverse, really detailed. These are less so, but they're always background people. So this new one looks great, and it's got a 3-hand hoof, maybe a thumb as well for. It was fun to see.
I didn't even notice that until you said that. Yeah, very cool.
And just to show more existent races and randomly around the ship, and please do. Give us an Andorian crew member. Please do.
And I hope this isn't like the one and only appearance kind of thing. It'd be cool to see him walking in a hallway in like 4 episodes later or something, or have him be like play a minor role with some lines.
Well, they specifically made it a thing in the teaser, and then obviously it's one of the big jokes in this one. Hopefully, it's not him having a cold as the entire plot for this character for season 1.
Wow. Yeah, hopefully not, but I have a sneaky suspicion.
Unless that cold changes the face of, that phlegm.
If it changes the face of that man that he snotted it all over. There you go.
Yes.
But it did change the face of something.
Wouldn't it be great if that phlegm is the secret to fixing the spore drive to make it run without people?
I kind of doubt that.
Well,
Anyway. Yeah, so I'm happy to see an existing race represented, and I'm looking forward to seeing more for sure. Of this Saurian as well as other aliens. I mean, they have so much opportunity, so much potential with modern special effects to really do something cool. That's why I was hoping that the eyes would have a CG quality to them to match more of the motion picture, the yellow eye. Now, it is, of course, possible that they're from different parts of Sauria, the planet, whatever, and that's perfectly fine too. But I don't know. I was hoping for more with the eyes. They do seem very dead.
And this is a trailer. I mean, that absolutely is something they can add. I think that's very possible. or maybe because he's in a bright room, they fog over. He has to be in less light. Something interesting like that, maybe. Don't
Yeah.
know. But
Lots
there you
of
go.
possibilities.
Saurians, and they might mention the brandy as the only other reference to these creatures. That's their thing.
I got a Saurian brandy bottle just back there.
So the whole
I
crew
don't remember
can get
drinking
drunk
it. It's that good.
now. Yeah. But the bottle's half empty now. Oh dear.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this look at the Saurian. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. What do you guys think? Comments below. And if you want to help us...
Did you even know it was a Saurian? Because I didn't.
Yeah, did you know?
So there you go. If you didn't know, boom. Canon.
Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. Star Trek.
Star
Anyway.
Trek.
If you want to help us keep making the show and looking at all these cool Discovery tidbits and things, because New Trek on TV, or out there, it's not really on TV. It is in Canada. But anyway, New Trek out there is fun to talk about and dissect. We love doing it. We love generating new discussions, new conversations. So if you want to help us out, you can do so by heading over to Patreon/TrekYards or clicking the link in the description below. Help us on a monthly basis. $1, $2, $5 a month. Wouldn't even notice it gone from your account, and it's really helpful to us because it can really keep this show going and producing almost daily content for you guys on occasion. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. Also, head on over to trekyards.com. If you want to donate that way, you click the donate button, and you can do a one-time donation instead of a monthly thing. That's fine as well. It all helps out in production of the show. So,
And if you haven't got any money, that's fair enough. You can just like this video, subscribe to this channel, click that bell notification. All these things to be part of this process actually adds to analytics, lets these videos go further on YouTube and get more views and great things which help us financially and help more shows coming to you. So it's a really win-win thing. So like, subscribe, join our Facebook page on Trek Yards, the group and the page both have different information to be part of the conversation. Fleet Yards, of course, and just be part of the family because we love you, all of you.
that's right. Even the Saurians.
Especially
We
the
love,
Saurians.
we love all species. Anyway, guys, until next time, I'm Captain Foley.
Oh, go on. Bye, guys.
I'm going to go get some more Saurian brandy. I need a drink.